Welcome to Tranquil Beginnings TV. I'm Hillary Giglio, your pediatric sleep specialist and family coach. In today's video, we are here to talk about how to solve early morning wakings. It is a common problem with babies and children, and it can be so frustrating and so annoying. So I'm going to walk you through 3 of the biggest culprits to early morning rising. Number 1 is the sleep environment. If something in your baby's environment is too stimulating, that can make it harder for them to go back to sleep in the early morning hours. The biggest thing with environment is how light or dark the room is. We are aiming for as close to pitch black as possible for sleep at any time of day or night. Sleep cycles are harder to connect in the early morning hours for all humans. We've been in bed 9 or 10 hours. Our melatonin has worn out, our cortisol production is starting for the day. So if we have a partial arousal between early morning sleep cycles and the sun is starting to peek in the window, it's going to make it much harder for your baby to go back to sleep. Number 2 is schedule. There is usually a scheduling issue on why early mornings are happening, but there are several different things that could be happening. I'll walk you through the most common ones. Number 1 with schedule is the nap is being offered too early in the morning, the first nap of the day. And that seems counterintuitive to a lot of parents because they think my baby is waking at 5 a.m. How are they going to make it to their normal nap time? But often if we haven't kept pushing the nap later as your baby grows, their body compensates by waking up earlier in the morning. It's basically the body clock saying, hey, I need more awake time. So rather than fighting the nap, some babies keep taking great naps, but their body starts waking earlier and earlier in the morning. So a lot of times it means the nap needs to be shifted a little bit later. Overtiredness and undertiredness, however, can both lead to early rising. So if your child is getting too much or not enough daytime sleep, that can lead to early rising. If bedtime is too late and there's overtiredness at bedtime, that can also lead to early rising. So step number 2 is make sure your child is on an appropriate sleep schedule for nighttime sleep and daytime sleep, and that they're getting the right amount of sleep during the day. Number 3 is your child relying on a sleep prop or something external provided by parents in order to get to sleep at bedtime? Maybe you're feeding them to sleep, rocking them to sleep, bouncing them to sleep, having them sleep on you, whatever it is. If your child is relying on something external to get to sleep at bedtime, this can lead to some hard wakings in the early morning hours. It can also lead to night wakings earlier in the night. But what it means is when your child has a partial arousal between sleep cycles, which is normal for all humans, it's going to be harder for them to connect into the next sleep cycle and go back to sleep because they don't know how to do that internally. They don't have the independent sleep skills. So if your child is relying on that external help from a sleep prop to get to sleep at bedtime, it's a good time to start teaching them how to master falling asleep on their own at bedtime. So then we can expect them to do that at midnight, at 3 a.m., at 5 a.m. Last note on early mornings is I never recommend a baby get out of their crib in the morning until at least 6 a.m. Somewhere between 6 and 7 a.m. is ideal for most children. Unless your family has some unconventional schedule where you have to get them out the door to some sort of daycare earlier than that. Otherwise, we're aiming for 11 to 12 hours overnight, really up until about 4 or 5 years old. And a morning start time no earlier than 6 and really sometime between 6 and 7 a.m. Hope that helps. See you next time.